I thought the film, for my sort of age group, was very informative. The way the casuals come across, especially the way the north-south divide. Overall, for my sort of age group, yeah, very impressed. Very impressed.
I thought it was very good, James. I was a bit apprehensive when I first told what it was about, but I thought it was brilliant, very well done.
I thought it was tip-top, great film. Cass has done really well there. It's captured everything that needed to be captured in it. That was good. I loved it.
Has it influenced you, or is this what you wear anyway?
I was 80s casuals right from the start, mate. I was there like 1981, 82, so I've been there from right day one, mate.
Do you know what? It's brilliant because it's unifying. You know, you got people here from like Swansea, like myself, Cardiff, Leicester. I've met guys from Hartlepool who I've probably had, you know, had a rough ruck with in the 80s. West Ham, Chelsea, Millwall, Tottenham. It's brilliant, you know, because at the end of the day, we all grew up with this obsession with style, and okay, it did lapse into, you know, more nefarious activities, shall we say. But it's just great to be here tonight amongst friends, and we're all unified and enjoying a celebration of this this style that brought us all together.
Can you tell us a little bit about the clothing that you wore as you were growing up in them sort of years?
Well, when I was 12, 13, it was like early 80s, and you know, a tracksuit, like a Toshini tracksuit, cost about 80 quid. Now that was about 2 weeks' wages. And I was still in school. You know, it's something you aspired to. You could never even dream of owning it. But you know, the top boys in Swansea owned them. You know, they had an LS tracksuit or a Fila or a Toshini tracksuit, and it's like, you know, it was a mythical thing to aspire to. And if you attained it, it was an incredible achievement. And of course now with all the repros, we're all wearing it. But it was a real aspirational thing. It's a working class thing, very much so. It was an aspirational working class thing. And it was something we could make an impact on. We weren't going to be politicians or whatever, but we could be big fish in small ponds. And that's what the casual thing is, and that's why everyone's here, and I'm so slavishly devoted to it, even after all these years.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, very interesting. I didn't, I'll be honest, have an understanding of the era. I was aware of it because I used to go to football, but wasn't actually involved in the fashion, but yeah, really interesting. Kaz done a great job, thank you. I enjoyed it.
I thought it was brilliant. I didn't really know much about the whole casuals history, and then watching that, I mean, I knew about a lot of the Fila and Ticini from older family members, to wearing it, and being like, a lot of my family used to go football a lot, but I didn't really know the history behind it, and I couldn't believe like the background, especially like the early coming from mods and then going into casuals, and then also all the scout stuff I didn't know anything about. So I found it brilliant.
Did you think it was put together well?
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, it had a really good start, middle, end. You know, it's very informative. So you know, it's great. See loads of like the same as Russ said. It's just didn't really know too much about it, and then you come out from watching it, and you now sort of know about that. It was a whole movement. And
was it what you expected coming to watch?
Not really. I didn't know what to expect. No, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know where the direction was, and what I find wicked about the casual scene is, as they said in the programme, is most fashions come from music directions, but this didn't come from music, it's come mainly from football direction, and that surprised me a lot, and so yeah, I thought that was good.
Yeah, that was very interesting. You know, when I grew up in Ireland, we didn't have the football hooliganism in Ireland, but I'd like to think we had some of the fashions, and it was very interesting to watch. It brought me back to my teenage years. I remember the Fred Perry t-shirts, and we didn't have much money when I was a kid, you know, so we had army surplus. It was the army surplus jackets, you know. I remember going to school in a Japanese general's overcoat. You know, but it was a very good program, really interesting to watch. I think they got some of the DVDs on sale, so I'm going to buy a couple of DVDs now. So yeah, good luck with it, Cass. Anyway, all the very best with it.
Good, yeah. It was better than I thought it was going to be because I was on some of the film shoots, and it's actually turned out good. Some of the guys have come across well, who are not professionals, you know, just people like ourselves with background knowledge, and they've come across really well and made the film really good, you know.
I thought it was brilliant. It's highlighted a lot of different things, all the different fashions and stuff going through the different generations. It takes you back to when I was younger as well, the different styles and different sort of things I used to wear, and that to keep up with the trend. You'd see one person wearing something and then you'd have to race to the shop to go and get it yourself, so keep up with things. But it's really good. I think Cass has done really well, and I think this could go quite far with different stuff, and I like a lot of different casual stuff, and that's a fair play to him.
What was your favourite pair of trainers from back in the day?
God, I used to have all different stuff. Feeler, and that was the main one though, because everyone used to see all the kids at school. You always have to wear shoes at school, but you'd always see some of the kids, like the tough nuts, and that always come in and wearing the trainers and showing off their feelers or different things like that. But feeler and stuff like that was mainly what I used to wear.
I thought it was excellent. Yeah, I was expecting an actual feature film. It was more of a documentary. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I travelled a long way to watch it, so yeah, it was really enjoyable.
It was great. Yeah, it was great. It was really true, really hard hitting, raw. Yeah, it was brilliant. The real deal, you know what I mean?
Oh, it was brilliant, mate. Absolutely loved it. I was kind of, well, I'm obviously a bit younger. I was part of kind of when it all got rejuvenated again with like the business and the firm. That's when I got into this type of stuff. So I was loving it, absolutely loving it. Yeah. I actually remember, is it Neil? I've actually met him before, and I used to go to his place back when I lived in Bedford, and actually was getting the Sergio Chini stuff off him. So I was absolutely loving it. Quality film.
It was so good, I'm shocked, as in because of the subject matter. I had no idea what it was. I knew it was about fashion, but I didn't realise back then that fashion meant so much then. It was really, really interesting.
You've come away with a greater knowledge of the subject matter in your hand?
Yes, definitely, because I had, you know, this Adidas and all that kind of thing. I just think it's so good. When my brother told me about it was about fashion, I had no idea that there was so much involved regarding the football. So, no, it was really good, really good.
Years old. I grew up in the 60s, the 70s, Carnaby Street. I went through it all, and I think that the film actually really told the story of, I'm sitting there with my son and I'm trying to explain to my son about the fashion, about the hooligans, terrorists, and I was actually a football hooligan and I all used to dress. And I was trying to tell my son, he sat there tonight and watched this and said, Dad, I see exactly what you mean about style and how to wear clothes on the terraces and what it was all about. And it was a bit hard to talk to him about it because he never grew up on the terraces and all that, and I thought it was really a good documentary, and it really did educate him as well.